Welcome to the practice. We'll be focusing on alleviating stress. At the end of the day, all yoga helps with stress, but we'll be focusing on some gentle breath work, some mindful movement, and then a series of restorative poses. So you can watch at home, but I'd really encourage you to practice alongside with me. We need quite a few props as always, so a sturdy chair, a bolster, a blanket and a towel, a couple of yoga blocks and a strap if you have one. The practice is really gentle, but if you feel uncomfortable at any point, you always have permission to change the position that you're in or come to a more restful place. Let's get set up on our back in effortless rest pose. And if you'd like to support something underneath your head and neck, please do so. So just take a moment to get comfortable. And lots of options here. You can have the feet roughly hip distance underneath the knees. You can step your feet wider and let your knees drop in towards each other. You can have your arms reached out away from your side. You can rest your hands on your belly, maybe one on your belly, one on your heart. So just take a moment to explore these options and find what works for you today. And just let yourself arrive. So maybe notice any particular dialogue that's in your mind today. Gently scan your body, noticing how your body's feeling. Start to tune into the parts of your body that are in contact with the props and the floor. Just begin to notice your breath without altering it. Just noticing the parts of your body that are moving as you inhale and as you exhale. Let your jaw release. Your lips and teeth gently part. And invite your tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. And if closing your eyes doesn't feel comfortable, simply soften your gaze and look towards the ceiling. So I invite you all now to place your hands on your lower abdomen so that your little fingers are resting down towards your hip creases. And use this as a chance to really focus in on the movement of your abdomen as you breathe. So can you become aware of the expansion of your belly up into your hands as you inhale, and then the belly dropping away from your hands with the exhale. Just keep drawing your focus here. What you might notice is that when you observe the breath, it tends to lengthen. This is a great practice to do first thing in the morning, last thing at night. It's a great way to gently calm the nervous system. Just gently begin to focus on inhaling and exhaling through your nostrils. We'll do a simple practice now where we really focus on the exhalation without forcing or putting any pressure on the breath. So when you're ready, take a full deep breath in, and then slowly, slowly exhale. At the end of the exhale, pause and simply allow the inhalation to come at its own time. And at the top of the inhalation, pause, and now focus gently, slowly on the exhalation. Exhale, exhale. Find that pause at the end of the exhale. And simply trust that the inhale will come at its own time. Just do that for a few more rounds. Focusing on the exhale, pausing, and then naturally allowing the inhale to flow. And then just come back to breathing completely naturally. If it feels good, you can draw your attention back to the rise and fall of your belly as you inhale and exhale. Let's now focus on alternative nostril breathing. And we'll actually do this without using our hands, but simply through visualization. So visualizing inhaling through one nostril, exhaling through that nostril, and then moving to the other side. So when you're ready, take a full deep breath in, and then visualize exhaling through the left nostril. And this time inhale through the right nostril. And when you're ready, exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. When you're ready, exhale through the left. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the left. Just do that for a few more cycles. If at any point the breathing becomes uncomfortable, just let the breath do its thing. let's all breathe naturally. Let's step our feet wide towards the edges of the mat if they're not already there. And you can place your hands out to the side if that feels good. And nice and slowly take your knees over in one direction. You can turn your head in the opposite direction if that feels good. Press down into the edges of your feet as you return your knees to the center. Slowly take your legs to the other side. Just moving this way for a few cycles, moving nice and slowly with control. Pressing down through the edges of the feet as your legs rise. Very slowly moving your knees over to the other side. Do this a couple more times. Stay on one side for a moment if that feels good. Gently press down, move to the other side and pause here for a second or two. And slowly press your legs back to the center. So grab hold of your strap, hopefully it's fairly handy. And we will lift your right foot off the floor and loop the midpoint of the strap over the sole of your foot and slowly stretch your leg up. Your leg does not have to be completely vertical, it can be angled forward. And you have the option to keep your left foot flat on the floor, or you can stretch your left leg forward. And just keep the toes of your left foot shining up towards the floor, up towards the ceiling, if your leg's straight. Take a few moments here to breathe into the back of your right leg. And then take both ends of the strap into the right hand and place your left hand on top of your left hip bone. Turn your right foot out to the right slightly, and then moving from the right hip joint, slowly take your leg out to the side. Making sure that the left side of your pelvis stays grounded. You can change the position of your right hand if it feels more comfortable. Take a couple of full deep breaths here. Grounding down strongly through the left leg. Ready. Very slowly, with loads of control, lift your leg to the center and just pause here for a moment. Swap over with your hands, so take hold of the straps with your left hand and then rolling your left outer hip down, take your leg just slightly over to the left hand side, keeping the toes of your left leg shining up towards the ceiling. A couple of deep breaths here. Slowly take your leg to the center, and with as much control as you have, lower the leg to the floor. And just rest with your legs straight out in front of you for a moment and notice how your right leg feels. You might even notice that your right leg feels longer. Hopefully it hasn't got longer. You'll be walking around in circles later. And then let's move over to the other side. So I'm just going to shift direction. You don't have to do that at home, I just need some space on the side. Lift the left foot, hook the strap over, and then find the option that you'd like to take with your right leg. Just take a moment here to breathe into the back of the left leg, pressing up against the strap. And take hold of both ends of the strap into your left hand. Place your right hand onto your right hip to steady your pelvis. And then turning your left foot out to the left slightly, slowly take your leg out to the side. You can change the position of your left hand if you wish to. A couple of full deep breaths. Good. When you're ready, very slowly, with loads of control, draw your leg back to the center. Take the strap into the right hand. Roll your left outer hip back and slowly take your left leg over to the right, just a few inches. Pressing up through the foot into the strap. One more breath here. Slowly take it to the center. And with loads of control, lower your leg back down to the floor. Release the strap and just take Shavasana for a second. Just tuning in to notice how your legs are feeling. And then gently hug your knees into your chest. You can give yourself a gentle roll side to side. If happy baby feels good, you can do that. And then roll over onto your side and take as much time as you need to come to sit up. And we're going to prepare for legs up the chair. So have the chair at one end of your mat facing you. And it's a good idea to place a blanket on top of the chair just to make all the edges super comfy. So I'll pop that in there. And then I have my bolster positioned fairly close to the front of the chair. You can also have a strap here, so if you lace the strap through, okay, we'll have that in a moment beside us. And then I'm going to have the towel here for the back of my head, so I'll just move the blocks out of the way. So we are going to come onto the side and then roll up so that our legs are positioned on the chair, and I can stick my feet through here. And then adjust the bolster. A nice option for the strap here is to actually lace this around the mid portion of the thighs, making sure the buckle is not pressing into the flesh of your skin. And this just can help you feel it really grounded and supported in the position. And then I'll just adjust the towel so it's underneath my neck and head. So take a moment to get settled here so that you feel super supported, super comfortable. You can have your hands on your belly or rest your arms out to the side. And softly close your eyes or just simply soften your gaze. Start to notice the weight of your legs. So the weight of your lower legs on the chair. The weight of your thigh bones descending down into the hip sockets. The weight of your pelvis on the bolster, the weight of your back body on the mat, the weight of your arms and your head. As you inhale, feel a sense of expansion. As you exhale, become a little bit heavier, dropping into the support of all these amazing props beneath you. Allow yourself to be held. Let your jaw unhinge, your lips and teeth part. Invite your tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. gentle movement into your fingers and toes. You can slowly roll your head side to side if that feels good. If you have the strap buckled over your thighs, you can just slowly make a little bit more room there. And taking as much time as you need to, just bend your knees, slip the strap off. And then take your time to slowly roll over onto your side. As much time as you need to, very gently press back up to sit for a second. It's the hardest bit is coming up. So, hope you enjoyed that. We will move the chair out of the way. And we are going to get set up for an incline twist. So, we will have our blocks here. And I'm going to place one block on its medium height and one on its lowest height. We can also have the towel here rolled up as kind of a third lower block, and then I will grab my bolster and create a lovely incline here. I'm going to have my blanket handy. I'm going to lay that out nice and long here across the floor. And then I'm going to come to sit on my right hand side, and I can arrange my legs in different positions, and if you need any support, this is where the blanket comes in handy, so you can wrap the blanket under your feet, you can have that tucked in between your knees, whatever you need to do, and then slowly bring the edge of your waist down onto the bolster, and then just gently twist and rest the side of your head onto the bolster. Just take a few moments to get settled here. Again, just tune in to your breath. Let your jaw release. Just allow yourself to sink into the support of the props. stay heavy. Take as much time as you need to press yourself slowly back up. And then take a moment to swap sides. So I will change my props around just so that I can face you, but at home you literally just have to shift. Again, use whatever support you need for your feet and ankles. Make sure you look wherever feels comfortable. Let your jaw release. And once again, with each exhale, just surrender a little bit deeper into the props. again, begin to deepen your breath. Take as much time as you need to very slowly roll yourself back up. Let's just sit up tall for just a moment. You can keep your eyes closed or soften your gaze. And I'm just going to use this as a chance just to move through my spine just for a second. A little seated cat-cow movement, if that feels good. And the great news is that we're pretty much set up for the next position. So we're going to move into Supta Baddha Konasana. So just move your blanket aside, we're going to need it in a moment. And if you sit with your sacrum just an inch away from the edge of your bolster, you can begin to lie back. And then step your feet quite close to your bum, keeping your feet touching, widen your knees. And then we're going to use the support of the blanket here to wrap over the top of the feet and hook in to support the outer thighs. So just take a moment to adjust yourself, and if you have an eye pillow, it can feel really nice to use that in this position. So just take a moment to fiddle around and get comfortable and rest your hands wherever you want to. Breathe deeply. as much time as you need to support your legs back together. And just flatten your feet for a moment. Feels good, you can take some gentle movements into your head and neck. And gently wriggle your fingers and toes. And again, taking as much time as you need. Just roll over onto your side. You can use the support of your blanket if that feels good, and just take a moment here. And keeping your head heavy, take your time to come up to sit. And just take a moment to check in to see how you're doing. And then we'll get set up for the final pose. So we'll fold the blanket back, and we're going to place the blanket at the far end of the mat, and I'm going to roll up the end slightly. You'll see why I do that in a second. And then I'm going to move the bolster down to the center of the mat, take one block out of the way, and then place the towel on one of the blocks. And we're basically going to do a prone shavasana. And if at any point this feels uncomfortable, move out of the position and take shavasana in whatever shape feels appropriate. So I'm going to bring basically the top of my pelvis to the edge of the bolster, and then I'm going to unravel this slightly. I'll just actually move the blanket back a little. I'm going to use the rolled up blanket to support my ankles. There's a space here for my chin. I'll just position the towel and the block so that my forehead feels supported, and then rest my arms. So just take the time to get settled here. Once again, tune in to the parts of your body that are in contact with the floor and the props. Maybe start to notice how this position alters your breath subtly. With each inhalation, feel a sense of expansion. And as you exhale, drop that little bit deeper into the support of the props and the floor. So you can choose to stay in this position for longer or begin to slowly deepen your breath. And if it feels good, very slowly roll your head side to side, just massaging into the brows, forehead a little. Wriggle your fingers and your toes. I suggest you support yourself up just a little at the front. You can maybe rest your head on your hands here. Taking as much time as you need to. Support yourself up to sit. Just let your head stay heavy so that it arrives last as you come up. Sitting tall, you can keep your eyes closed or soften your gaze. And just really tune in to notice how you're feeling at the end of the practice. Notice how your body feels. Notice your breath. Bring your hands into prayer at the heart center and I invite you to set an intention for the rest of your day. Take a full deep breath in, and on your exhale slowly bow your head in honor of the yoga practice. And if your eyes are closed, gently blink them open and take your time to raise your head. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you really enjoyed it.